Okay, now we're solving systems of inequalities by graphing. So, you are going to graph both of these and make sure you use less than or greater than, you use a dotted line. Less than, equal to, greater than, you use a solid line. And it's an inequality, so don't forget to shade. So we only did one of these in the last chapter. Now we're going to graph two of these on the same graph. When you only have a y, it makes a horizontal line, and the horizontal line is at 6. Right here, and it's a solid horizontal line. Y needs to be less than that. Is it above it or below it? Less than is below it. In the last chapter, I had you color it. This time I want you to make lines perpendicular to it. I'll show you in a minute why I want you to do that. This makes a vertical line, and you're going to make a vertical line at 0, and it's going to be a dotted vertical line, and I'm going to use a different color. You need to be greater than 0. All the numbers to the right are greater than 0. When you're doing today's assignment, there's going to be 4 zones. There's going to be a zone that's not a color. There's going to be a black zone, a red zone, and then there's going to be a black and a red zone. It's where they intersect with each other is the answer to the problem, and that's when you can color it in. It's where they overlap with each other, which says it down there. Okay, same thing. We're doing exactly the same thing. This is going to be a solid line, and you're going to put your first dot at a -3 on the y-axis because that's the y-intercept. You're going to go up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1, and up 2 and over 1. And you're going to use a solid line to do that one. When I shade, I like covering up the 2x, and it's y is greater than or equal to a -3. So what that means is, well, here's a -3, and this is a -2, a -1, 0. These numbers are greater than a -3. I need to shade this side of the line. The next one, I'm going to put in red. I'm going to put my first dot at 2, which is right here. And I'm going to go down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1. And I'm going to use a dotted line to do this one. I like covering this up. Y needs to be less than 2. Well, this is the y-axis. This is 2, this is 1. If you're less than, you need to be on this side of the red line. You notice that there are 4 zones. There's nothing colored in over here. You only have black covered in here. You only have red colored here, but you have black and red colored over here. It's where they overlap is the answer to the problem. Basically that's all we're doing, but we might as well finish these. Y is greater than or equal to a -3/4 x plus 1. Notice that they're both going to be solid lines. You're going to put your first dot at 1, and a -3/4 is your slope, so you're going to go down 3 and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a solid line, and I told you why it's a solid line, because there's a line underneath it. I like to cover this up. Y needs to be greater than or equal to 1. Well, here's the y-axis, and here's 1, and here's 2, and here's 3, and here's 0. Which numbers are greater than or equal to 1? 2 or 3 are, so I shade this side of the line. The next one, I put my first dot at a -2, and I go down 3 and over 4. And I make another solid line. Well, here's a -2, this is a -3, this is a -4, this is a -1 and 0, and so on. If I covered this up, you need to be y is less than a -2. The numbers less than a -2 are on this side of the line. This is a no solution because they are not overlapping with each other. And the last one Find the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle formed. We are not doing this part, and it won't be on the test, so let's not worry about this section for the test.